Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Young Sage here in SnowRunner for what you've all been waiting for me to do. I know this video is going to get no views because it's been out for a week. But I couldn't get it to download. It would never download. Well, I can't say that. It was not downloadable for me. SnowRunner devs had nothing on it. They literally stopped helping me. So today I randomly decided to go into the mobile PlayStation store to check deals. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me try something. I typed in SnowRunner, the Tatra DLC was there, I downloaded it, boom, it was in my game. So if you guys are having similar problems where you can't find it in the PS store, check the mobile version of the store. Try that if it's not appearing in your console, on your console store. So, these vehicles are available for free if you have the pass. But buyer beware. If you don't plan on buying the pass, if you plan on buying the pass, do not buy the Tatra pack. Because you'll be locked out of buying the year 2 pass. I don't know why this is an issue, but it is, so I don't know what to say. Don't shoot the messenger, I just bring the news. No matter how good or bad. We're going to start with the 805. There's not much available for these. They just use Russian truck engines, even though these are actually Czechoslovakian vehicles. 37-inch tires are all you get. The best being a Tatra tire. Diff lock needs to be purchased. I better hang on to that, though, because I'm going to have to sell it in my main game. For the sake of testing, we're going to put that on here, but it'll default to the old thing. Because I don't have that actually unlocked in my game. Yes, you can put both of those on there. There's your bumper options. You can remove those horns if you like, but they are there by default, so I just leave them there. By the way, these are not truly, quote-unquote, Tatra tires. These are actually the Tatra tires that were introduced on the T813. They're a smaller Tatra tire designed for smaller trucks. We're going to have to put this away or it will get deleted. No, I'm going to run a test real quick. I'm just going to put... Let's just buy one of these Sentries. Leave the garage. Well, not with it. If you didn't check out my review on this mod, you really have to. It's a pretty cool idea. But this is going to be a test. Okay, there was a random phone just ringing in the background. Did you guys hear that? Let's leave this in here. Switch to the Tatra. Yep. It still deletes trucks. I don't know if they actually know if this is an issue or if this is a feature. So remember this, guys. Do not leave anything in the test map garages. If you leave anything in there, it will be deleted as soon as you leave the garage. I just want to make that as a test. And that means you can potentially lose something you just built. And this thing can haul trailers. But it does not have a dedicated trailer saddle available for it. Again, Russian engines. This actually has a unique transmission, the multi-purpose. I believe there's a couple other vehicles that use this, but... Oh yeah, I know what uses this. The big Kolobs. Vehicles I don't mess with. Now, it comes default with MSH1s, which is very, very impressive. You don't even have to buy the mud tires. This is actually a great vehicle if you're starting a new game. Because you won't have mud tires available to you for these trucks. So the Tatra would be a really good hauler for you. Just for the sake of testing, we'll use the Advanced Heavy. Diff lock and all-wheel drive are standard. And this is your only snorkel option. You kind of see it down in there. Now you have saddle high, no saddle low for some reason. This roof rack that adds this exo cage. Here's what it looks like without that. And then the unique sideboard bed. Which, I love this sideboard. It's quite cool. Put the roof rack back on it. Now you do have these like light bars. And then these really cool lights that come on it. But they're not compatible with the roof rack. The round parking lights go right there underneath of the thing. And then the twin horns, you can install those with the roof rack. You cannot do external horns because they go where the roof rack needs to be mounted. Now the standard exhaust is a axle dump. Not really a fan on old trucks. So you have muzzle, Tomcat's favorite. Flat cap, which doesn't really work on one of these. And these teeny tiny little heat shielded ones. I went with those. You only have one wheel option. Plenty of Kellers. You can put a bobblehead on the dash if you wish. Although I'm not going to do this here because there's no reason for me to put anything here. Because it'll just delete itself. Now people are saying this could easily compete. This easily competes with the with that truck they added in Phase 4. It's the legendary truck from MudRunner. Oh, trailers. Everything that hauls, plus anything that requires a heavy saddle, or the high saddle. It's like 2 horns at once. Best horn in the game. Don't at me. I haven't driven the other one at all, so we're gonna try this one. I mean, this has the same stats as like a Kolob. Oh, yeah, we can't use this gearbox. It doesn't have a high or it doesn't have high or low plus or low minus. So we're gonna forego that. Basically, it's the equivalent of your highway box. We're gonna use a fine-tuned box. There is no reason to have that. Except for the slightly better fuel economy. But this thing already gets really good decent fuel economy for its size. So it says it's like the worst that it could possibly be. C-, but I don't think it's really that bad when you're... It sounds really good though. I'm gonna shut up for a minute, let you guys listen to the truck from acceleration. I'm actually very impressed with this thing's sound set. There's the lights. As a matter of fact, there's your lights at night. Those are your only headlights. You don't have anything lower than that. Then you have your rear-facing lights from the roof rack. It's very similar to the Chevy Apache. This thing actually does have a backup beeper, which I'm very, very impressed. Because most older trucks in this game do not have a backup beeper. Only the more modern trucks have a backup beeper. To my knowledge, this thing is like kind of old-ish. We're gonna do this for... I think we're gonna go back and we're gonna look at every truck and go through the sound sets. Well, maybe going forward, because some of the older trucks don't have great sound sets. And here's as impressive. We're going to do the same thing with the 805, and I'm going to let you guys listen to the sound set. I'd say the diff lock sound is interesting. Okay, so gotta listen to the sounds in this truck, and it does not have a backup beeper, which makes me a little sad. Can it do this in high? Oh, with these. Look at that suspension. Well, this is like not. This is a little more spread out than the one that's back there. Let's do wheelies. Boing. This thing, as you might have noticed, is extremely fast. This might be the new fastest off-road vehicle. This is in the off-road class. 60 kph. That's very impressive. It's not a mod. There's no actual backup beeper, but the reverse gear makes like a whirring noise. So we do have that. And we don't have a sideboard on this thing, so we cannot test its hauling. I'm actually gonna go clip one, and we'll do it with, and we'll put stuff in the back. Ow. We'll do the same, and we'll do a quick test with that. Go through that mud hole that we went through before. Can I drive, please, instead of hitting things? This thing does get the small sideboard, but since it's got a very small chassis, I'd like to start up on both these trucks. And also, we're gonna get a trailer as well. We'll do a log trailer, and we'll load it with medium logs. Oh, this thing neither of these trucks can actually haul any logs. We'll do an engine assembly in there. And of course, medium logs in a trailer. This is a heavy load. And mind you, that engine assembly is very, very top heavy. That's why I like to use it, because it'll test stability. We're gonna go back over the pipes, and we're gonna go through the mud. Even with that power to weight rating and like all that speed, oh, it's really wallowy. Oh god. This is really similar to Phil Rich's long drive series, where he was trying to tow a fuel trailer with a little car, a big cistern trailer. I don't even know if we can get up over this. Oh geez, I think we might be in trouble. Oh god. And those pipes are just they're too long for this little wheelbase. This thing has the wheelbase of like a pickup truck. I don't even know if we can even go back through the pipes. Okay, we can get through these. Why are we dropping frames for a minute there? Okay, so it fails this. Without the trailer, it's completely fine. So do not tow heavy trailers with this. It does not have the torque. Boing. This should be a lot smoother. Oh, that's a... That's really a lot. This is the heaviest one-slot cargo. This is a one-slot cargo bag. That's all it can hold. Plunging in. Like a champion. This is heavy, tall, and awkward. Keep that in mind. That glorious horn. Okay, now we're gonna load the big boy up. See how much I was squatting? Oh, that glorious startup noise. Alright, we're doing the same thing. Log trailer. Now, this is the only way you can log with a Tatra. Even this. Put an armored car in the back, so it looks pretty good in there. And by the way, if you guys are interested in driving one of those, there is a mod that actually has one that's fully drivable. Maybe we'll check it out someday. Okay, pipes. How are you going to handle the pipes, big Tatra? Still have that glitch. We don't want to remove those because that'll... How will you fare? So you got 50-inch salt tires. Well, it's doing better than the 805 was. I'll give it that. Boing, boing, boing. Going right through it, but it's very, very bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy lady. Something like that. Kicked it up into fourth, and it's going. I didn't do that, by the way. It shifted up on its own. The horn's not as great in this, but it's still pretty good. I don't know if we can make this corner with the trailer. Handbrake on, and we're going to go full power, full lock. Let's just say four-wheel steer as well. As most 8x8s are. The second axle has a slight bit of turning. Trying to help it turn. It doesn't turn much, but you can tell that it has a little bit of turning. We can actually take this thing through here unloaded. Oh. It's just chugging on through. Best truck ever? I think this might be the best DLC pack ever. Now, I don't know how much this costs by itself, but do not buy it by itself. I would recommend you don't do that. Still gets up and goes. How's it go through the mud? You have to make it through a deep mud lane if it wants to be the best truck ever. Start it in auto and then we'll shift it to low clutch with dip lock. If it really gets desperate, we'll ditch the trailer. Still moving. Not very fast. About 2 miles an hour. I guess 2 kilometers would be the real thing here. It's barely any faster. Even automatic so it doesn't go. Whole truck is just shaking. We're probably gonna ditch the trailer, I think. Oh, without that, it's only slightly better. It's gonna make it to the end, though. By the way, that's your engine. This is a cab over. I would probably assume if you get any holes in this, it's probably going to be deadly. I've never driven anything with an engine that's... I've been in a bus with an engine that's like right where the passengers are. Trust me, it gets noxious when you sit in one of those side seats on the side of the engine. This might be the biggest truck cab we have. It has a whole 2 back jump seats and a rear bench. Automatic. I'm not in low gear. There's no diff lock. This might be the best truck in the game, folks. The mud's thinning out. We're picking up speed. Wow, I am legitimately stunned. I have not made it through that in anything except like modded vehicles like the iX5. It have like 1,000,000 horsepower. I guess maybe some of B-Gamer's mud trucks will make it through that, but currently they're not available. Can it do Tokyo Drift? You know, I don't think it will. If I give it a little bit of gas, it does. Very, very slowly, mind you, but Tokyo Drift is possible. Nowhere near as impressive as the GMC or the Western Star, or well, I guess the White, but... I mean, you guys have to go watch that comparison. You know, I think this is going to be my new go-to vehicle. Yes, it's a heavy. It's huge. But I don't think anything's stopping this. plunge into the river and see how far it goes. Now, as tall as this vehicle is, it shouldn't have any engine trouble. It's going. Is it? Yeah, very, very slowly it is. Doesn't move at all. Height doesn't move at all. Auto, I think we lost all our momentum. Let's pull it out of here. Deep snow? It's okay with it. This is not deep like, like the Phase 4 stuff, but... Actually, let's actually see how it does in the deep snow. Here's the 805. Let's take both of these through the heavy snow lane unloaded. Yeah, these are very thirsty buggers. They really are. Apparently, bugger is a swear word phrase. I had no idea it was a swear word. I just heard it a bunch of times. Yeah, so every time a British person says bugger on YouTube, they are swearing. Very, very tight turning radius. I do not expect this to go very far. No, this thing sucks in the snow. No, it's stopping right there. And for comparison, I haven't done a video on this because I don't actually plan on it. It's not super great. A lot of people actually don't like this, and I can understand why. You know, this is gonna make it less far. It's gonna go just as far as the little Tatra. So this just tells you how well snow works, like how snow works. It seems the heavier you are, the better off you are. Because you see, these two that are very, very light, when they can go as far as this did, that's very, very heavy. You know what? Just for the fun of it. Get a collab. You can't double up on beacons. Where are these tri-round beacons? Oh, they're not beacons, so to say. I don't know why you can't do both of these. I've never driven one of these before. I like that horn. It's like a train horn. Jesus Christ, the sound setting is wild. Go to the other lane. It's from what I gather, they're both the same. Actually, this is doing better than the Tatra. Or wait, let me look. it went slightly further, kind of pushed it. Also, the diff lock always on kind of helps with that kind of situation. Horn in the game. The worst horn in the game. Actually, the Chevy Apache probably is the worst horn in the game. You might suck in the snow, but you have the best horn in the game. That's a very interesting one, though. It's a high horn that goes very low at the end. Kind of almost sounds like a bit like a hockey goal horn in a way. I don't know what they were thinking with this. It's kind of it makes me think it's like one of those 80s or 90s Italian supercars with those really funky horns. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this look at the new Tatras. This is all that we got in the game that was new. You know, I'm gonna check something real quick. No, it's not louder. I was wondering maybe it would be the crunching sound in the snow would be louder on bigger tires, but it's not. Anyway, guys, stay tuned because there is Phase 5 coming soon. Whenever that is, the public test server should be updated in a few days with the new maps, and we get an idea of what's next. Because everybody's thinking it's Europeans. Like the Tatras will play a key part in it. You guys might notice something. On stock tires, the Tatra 805 actually has... I'm going to buy another one real quick. There's some really weird camber going on. And it's not really as noticeable with these little Tega tires, but it's still pretty much it's still pretty there. I don't know why that is. Definitely doesn't help it in the snow at all. So, guys, see you next time. Goodbye.